Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and we'll get started on our next multiplayer matchup. This time I'm going to be playing as the Tyranids, and we're going to be going against the Adepta Sororitas. We're going to be playing on the Salt Exchange. It's a strategic command map with 1,500 point requisition. It's an 80 point target, 8 turn limit here. Now, one thing I'm a little worried about is if they do a very heavy Exorcist build, that would really mess up the swarm builds here. So I'm actually doing kind of a heavier tier build. So I've got a Turbogon here for our HQ unit. I've got 1 Venom Throat to try to hold the line, 2 Tyrannofexes, 2 Thornbacks, and then I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 gargoyles and 4 warriors. I did go with the death splitters here. So my hope is since the sisters now are effectively going to be doing mostly infantry builds, since they're going to try to get all those buffs going, that hopefully a double Tyrannofex should work out well for us, and we can either flat or straight kill units that may be getting in our way, or we may be able to just weaken them for the warriors then to come in and get the kill, and then that will allow us to get an extra action point. And then if there are units that are nearby, we can either get them into melee or we can get a second round of shots going to help us once they trigger their natural killer. And then that will also allow us to be synapsing like crazy with all these warriors to try to get that plus 200% momentum gains to help us run around and hopefully get multiple attacks. Because I think if we can get his guys bunched together and do multiple units worth of damage here, then that should really work out to help us. Now, if he does a heavy mechanized build, we might suffer a little bit, because really none of our forces are great at taking out heavily armored units. Let's see, we got some rhinos that have moved up. So we'll drop that down there, and we'll move you up to here. And then if he wants to capture that point, he'll have to stay in the poison cloud, unless he runs out of it, in which case we can just body block it the following turn. Again. Because I think the points are being allocated after our turn, so we can use that to our advantage. And when the points are being allocated, I'm trying to say, on your turn, it generally makes sense for you to run up and capture the point. It can also make a lot of sense for you then to run away and make them move into your Overwatch fire to get further kills. Now, it looks like he's got a multi-seraphim build here, which is not bad. He actually has a hospital back there too. But all these guys have infernal pistols, so while I was just talking about how sometimes it makes sense to do kind of a hit and run, here I think it's going to make sense because they're going to really struggle to kill enough models for him to capture that point back, since he went with a double infernal pistol build, which is not a bad option, because that is really one of the best ways to counteract a heavy elite build with the Tyranids here. Yeah, I think I'll probably just come up here and capture this point too. So we've got another rhino there. What I don't know is he going to do like a heavy flamer build? If he does, I don't want to have all these guys here. And it also might be nice to try to keep a couple gargoyles alive, because then I can use them to try to lower that evasion while applying some poison to let our other units try to get some kills. Now we'll set up a double Tyrannofex acid spray here, but he'll probably just run his rhino down there to soak up those overwatches. I doubt he'll unload the rhino I mean, and bring some infantry in there, but if he does, we'll for sure get a kill, because we should be able to kill almost any infantry he's bringing with a double acid attack. Alright, we'll just kind of set up our overwatches to be on the poison cloud here. Kind of body blocking myself here, that's not great. What I probably should have done is put some of that healing onto the Tyrannofex because I'm sure one of them's going to get attacked, if not both of them. I suppose if I were him, I might try to focus down some of these warriors too to stop the synapses. So maybe, since I didn't use it on the other guys, I'll just put it on these guys. And it's like I gotta keep this guy safe because he's my only HQ unit, but at the same time, I don't want to just have everybody back there. So definitely way in our favor now. It's a 4-to-1 capture. He's buffing the Seraphim here. And we're doing some attacks here. Now they do get bonus evasion when they are... Yeah, so he's moving that Rhino up. They get increased evasion when they use those Wings of the Seraphim. It actually also increases their accuracy. It's one of the few jump packs that actually does that. And so he's getting double attacks because of that buff he put on with the Hospitaller there. And then he also has another buff on him right now that is giving him 10% extra health and 10% damage reduction. So that's why our guys really did nothing to those Seraphim. But now you can see, since that Rhino is moving into the toxic cloud here, it's actually taken some decent damage against these guys. Now the Tyrannifex's poison is considered an acid, which means it does apply that damage the following turn to vehicles instead of a poison, which applies damage to infantry units. Oh, giving them bonus HP. Alright, interesting. I think I probably would have just gone for attacks, but he doesn't want to take that damage back, I'm guessing. Because he will get counterattacked, but I think I would have gone for a Tyrannifex kill. Yeah, he's got lots of Synchro Saints here. He's actually got 2 of them. I don't know. Oh, he's got a Hospitaller over there too. I'm like, what the hell buff did I just see him apply? Oh yeah, this is going to be a disaster for him here. Because I'm going to be able to kill these guys pretty easily. I don't know why he keeps jumping back to this spot here. Alright, so let's take a look. How do I want to do this? We've got these guys. Really, I'd like to charge in with the Thorn back. But if I do that, I'm going to trigger those overwatches with the Inferno Pistol, because that is considered a charge attack. So instead I'll come up here with these guys and hopefully get a bonus attack. Good. There we go. And now I can have you attack again. Alright, good. And now you should be able to get the kill here. Perfect. Alright, so he's down. Now, what do I want to do? I guess we'll just move you up. Yeah, they're going to have a zone of control. So if I put all the damage onto the Seraphim, then he'll just heal them up. So I'm going to... That's why I attack the Hospitaller there. Now, for this guy, I can go through there with the attack, so I think I'm just going to make it the adaptive, so that gives me additional armor piercing and damage with sacrificing my movement there, and so that's why I was able to do so much damage. Now, I could spray through here, and that should allow me to kill these Synchro Saints. Not enough to kill the Sister Superior. But I didn't want to... I probably could have if I used that same ability with him, but I don't really want that to be the case. Alright, if I come back here, that should be rear attacks. That should pretty much guarantee a kill, since those guys are on the poison cloud here. Good. Alright, so that's like 150% chance of getting... You're kidding me. It's like a 75% chance of triggering per kill, and I just killed 2 units? Well, that's some horse shit. Well, let's do our charge attack here. I think it only hits 4 guys, right? Yep, it did 4. Oh, that pisses me off. Alright, well, what do I want to do here? I guess if I bring you up to here, as long as you two don't gang up... Of course you're going to gang up on the guy that's almost dead. Pisses me off. I'm having a hell of a time here. Alright, so they triggered their natural killer ability. Actually, interesting enough, it looks like if I move you back, I can move you over to here. And I think with that increased damage, you should now be able to one-shot this hospital. Yes, nice. Alright, so now they're down. We've got these guys locked down. We can come here and kill him. And we'll keep you locked into melee here. And I will move you up to here, because I think you should be able to kill the Sister Superior. Well, maybe not. Your accuracy's pretty low, but maybe if I bring some guys up, I can synapse a little bit. No, not so much. Oh, damn. Alright, well, let's move you up one. I hate to sacrifice a movement here, or getting you attacked, but I need you to do that damage. Let's probably move you up, right? Yeah, let's move through there, because I want to kill that Sister Superior no matter what. Alright, she's down. We'll move you up to here. You've got your extra attack, so now if you attack here, these guys should be able to follow it up and get some kills. Yep, nice. Now that will increase their damage output by like 150%. But I still think it's probably going to be worth that. We've got that Rhino locked down. We've got this other one locked down. He's capturing points on the side. Alright, just hit him twice and you should get the kill. Alright, there you go. And just continue to body block here. So it's 3-2. Alright, the hospital over here is becoming his HQ commander. He's healing there, attacking the gargoyles. Attacking these guys. Attacking them. They're hitting for good damage. Looks like he's got some Seraphim running on the side here. And capturing that point, but we should be able to capture the center. Alright, and the other player has ended up conceding here. So, I guess it was pretty obvious that we were going to end up winning this battle here. He went with a very heavy elite build, which I think is what his downfall was here. So we killed 2 Synchrosants, Seraphim, a Sister Superior, a Hospitaller. We also took, I think we took out more than 2 Synchrosants, didn't we? I can't remember. But our Turbogon had 100% accuracy, our Venom Thrope has 100% accuracy, our Tyranid have 100% accuracy, Thornback has 100% accuracy, other Thornback had 100% melee accuracy with only 36% with the range, but it was firing into high evasion units and over obstacles, so I'm not surprised that's so low. Gargoyles really didn't do amazing job with their low accuracy, but again, given the momentum gains that the Adepta Sororitas were having in a smoke, I'm not surprised it was that low. The big thing is we also had them for the rapid movement to capture points and then to get the poison applied, so they did what I needed them to do, and then they soaked up a bunch of Overwatch shots to help us hold that point down. Warriors did pretty well as well. You know, they had 100% melee. accuracy, except for that last one, which I guess had 77. When they were shooting units appropriately, they were having nice accuracy, but other ones were shooting into spots that weren't great. And so while it looks like they did absolutely abysmal with their range being 33 and 54, they actually did quite a bit more work than you would expect. So I think this works out pretty well. I also think a swarm build would be pretty interesting too, but I think most Adepta Sororitas unit players are going to be bringing 1 or 2 flamers, and so that really can hurt you. Or if they do an exorcist, that means they're effectively going to be killing 3 of your swarm units every time they do that 3 attack. Plus they'll have another round where they get to attack and then use that heavy bolter. And that should allow them to pretty easily eliminate your warriors, which would really affect your momentum gains. And then I think a Tyranid effects would go a long way too, just to help you acid spray down units, especially if they're doing like a Sister Superior build, or not Sister Superior, a Sister Repentia or a Battle Sister build. I think that's probably the best way to go, is just pump out tons of Battle Sisters, so that way you have access to tons of frag grenades, because if they do a swarm build, you can just do the frag grenades, and that should take out the Tormagants in one attack and almost take out Hormagons. It'll dramatically weaken the Gargoyles, but you could just use your Flamers to take those guys out with your Celestians. With just a basic flamer will do massive damage to them. Same with the Gene Stealers. And then your Sisters of Battle will allow you to throw a bunch of crack grenades to take out the super elite units, or the Venom Thropes if they're moving on to points to with their Spore Cloud to add the additional evasion and ranged armor to help guarantee that you get an attack. So I think there's definitely a lot of things that you can do with the Adepta Sororitas to counteract the Tyranids here. He just went too super elite though, because the Celestian Synchro Saints, they're really good at holding the line and doing damage, but they don't have any splash, so they just can't kill enough models to help clear spots. And the same with the Seraphim with the Infernal Pistols. You know, they have super high damage output to super armored single units, but once you start having multiple units in the way, they tend to just way overkill, and then they don't kill enough units for you to maximize your killing potential there. So, you know, he was expecting a super elite build, and I did actually kind of do that with an elite build with our Tyranids here, but I also had other units that just were able to soak up that damage, and he just didn't have the amount of splash or shots to be able to get through those Gargoyles, and it really worked out to our advantage. Now, you do have to be a little bit careful when you're fighting those Rhinos, because they are getting that Blessed Armor, which gives them 3% damage reduction up to 15%, because I think it stacks up to 5 times. So you don't want to have, just if you are doing a swarm build, you just want to be careful you're not continually attacking that, giving them all those Blessed Armor stacks, getting the momentum up, allowing them to get closer to surging, which will then increase the evasion up to 30%, I think, for 3 turns. And also having it heal for, 25-30 health per turn. So you just got, if you're going to kill the Rhino, you need to definitely focus the Rhino down, and for the most part it's going to make more sense for you to take out the infantry and then kill the Rhino at the very end to help you capture the point. But that is going to be a major annoyance with the Tyranids. Perhaps you could make an argument that you bring at least one Tyrant Guard with the Electro Grub Cannon, or whatever it's called, Shockwave Cannon, something, because that does amazing damage to vehicles. But at 1500 points, I just didn't have the damage potential, or the enough points to bring that guy out. I felt he was Electro Unit, and if he didn't go with a vehicle build, then I would be effectively having a unit that can't kill other units effectively, and I just wanted to have the guaranteed damage protection, or damage potential, and the melee allows me to do that. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.